We had news out today from Stats SA that South Africa created 42,000 new jobs in the formal non-agricultural sector for the quarter ended June. Some interesting details in the report. Manufacturing continues to shed jobs, while the public sector remains an active employer. For more detail on that, Michael Bagram, he's a labour lawyer at Bagram's Attorneys. He's in Cape Town, joining us from our studios there. Hello, Michael.
Hi, good evening.
Michael, I'm
Hope
sure
everything's going well with you guys.
Yeah, we've all got jobs.
In essence, it's quite a good report. There's some good news, there's some bad news. The real problem that we see is that the majority of those 42,000 jobs come from the public sector, which is basically government. Government has put most of the jobs into place, and that's wrong. That's absolutely wrong, and we can't make any money from the government creating more jobs. What's also interesting from this Q2 survey, which has just come out, is that the jobs that are dropping are the manufacturing jobs. And I have a particular problem with that because manufacturing is the backbone of our economy. Also, you'll see, of course, it doesn't take the latest problems that we've had in our mining sector into account. And in fact, that was 10,000 jobs growth in the second quarter. I think we're going to see a bit of bloodshed.
Just perhaps,
now
Michael,
that we've got a settlement.
Michael, to put that into perspective, if you refer to the public sector, it's more than half of those 42,000 jobs. There's 24,000 jobs created in that sector, broadly defined, which is the public sector. And one can't help worrying about the future burden of this on the fiscus, on the South African taxpayer. And then with that, you refer to the manufacturing sector. Again, it refers to our lack of competitiveness.
It certainly does. The community sector, which is government, sits at about 28% of our formal sector employment, whereas manufacturing is down to 13.5%. So if the government's employing double the amount, at least double the amount of people in manufacturing, I think we've got a major problem in this country, and that's going to hit us down the road. So although on the face of it, this report looks good, and on the face of it is far better than the last quarter, we're looking for problems, and we should be, in fact, trying to create more jobs in the manufacturing sector. So I know that you're saying that government has created at least half of it. I'm not sure what they're on about. I'm not sure why they're doing this, other than just to create more employment.
There's an election coming up.
Yeah, you never know. Michael Wayne, yeah. But this is not new. This is not new at all. This has in fact been happening for 4 years. Government has been the only net new employer for 4 years. Everyone else has shed jobs. And manufacturing has gone from 21% of our GDP to 14 or 15%. So these are not new trends at all. In fact, they are extremely long and well-established trends. What can turn it? How? I mean, it's almost an impossible question to ask, but what can actually change South Africa? Where can we get new jobs in manufacturing rather than just creating another public servant?
Yeah, look, you're absolutely right. And of course, no one wants to create public servants because it's you and I, the taxpayer, that actually pays for them in the end. But if you look at where we've come from, where the first quartile in 2009, we lost almost 200,000 jobs, and to today where we're actually growing a bit. So it is looking a little bit better on probably every sector. And you're right, manufacturing is a real problem, but we need to have a look at a whole lot of issues. I've been banging on for ages about the labour laws and the relaxation of the labour laws, but we need to look at our competition policies, our industrial policies, trade policies, infrastructure development. Almost everything needs to have a look at. It can't be the same old, same old. We need to move.
Yes. Michael, we're keeping you there. We were referring to the Lonmin story. We saw platinum prices sliding 2.8% earlier after striking miners at the world's #3 producer of the metal. Lonmin accepted an offer of a 22% pay rise. The deal brings to an end more than 5 weeks of crippling industrial action. Lonmin's share price closed down half a percent to 86.51 rand. Michael, your response to what we've seen there, workers being offered a bonus to come back to work, is there a precedent for this sort of decision?
There is, and in fact what's happened over here is good. This is good news for South Africa as a whole. In essence, we've got approximately a 10%, it's a 10,000 Rand salary. I don't think that's too bad across the board. And you want that bonus for people who have now not earned for 6 weeks, and that's going to create further trouble. That was the sweetener, and it's cheap at the price just to give it as a once-off payment. to try and entice people to accept the 10,000 Rand salary. I think it's from 9 till about 11,000 Rand is the differential. So I think that's good, and it's not new. We've been doing this for years.